Court of Appeal in Abuja has upheld Martin Amaewhule as the legitimate Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly, validating the Amaewhule-led members as genuine lawmakers. This unanimous decision by a three-member panel of justices dismissed Governor Siminalaye Fubara's appeal, affirming the Federal High Court's January 22nd judgment that nullified the 2024 Rivers State budget.
Well, the Rivers State Assembly has been a point of controversy, as you know it, due to the rifts between Governor Siminalaye Fubara and his predecessor, who's currently the FCT Minister, Nyesom Wike. Justice Omotosho stressed that the governor lacked the statutory right to interfere with the operations of the Assembly, adding that he acted in contempt of a subsisting order that barred the parties from taking any steps to overreach the matter as it was pending before the court. Well, joining us now, we do have AAC governorship candidate 2023 in Rivers State, talking of the person known as Joseph Obele, joins us this morning. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Good. You've seen this recent court pronouncement, most importantly, one that has gotten everyone talking. I want to ask what your thoughts are concerning this.
Okay, the backward and forward as it concerns the ups and downs in Rivers State, I think if care is not taken, can drive to or can call for a lot of insecurities and crime and the rest. Because from my perception, I'm meant to understand that there is a team like or a significant relationship between restiveness and insecurity. So the issue in Rivers State, I think the high time we call for peace and reconciliation is now. And a lot of stakeholders have attributed the issue in Rivers State to the long-term agitation of functional institutions in Nigeria. And I must put to you that the two functional speakers in Rivers as concerns Rivers State House of Assembly, the Honorable led Assembly and the Martin Amaewhule's Assembly, are all backed by laws. So people are beginning to ask, how could two courts of same jurisdiction give same judgment and same ruling and same orders also? So I don't really know how we can all join force to call for functional and effective judiciary in Nigeria. Now, go to Assembly A, they will tell you that they have a law backing all they are doing. Go to Assembly 2, they will tell you they have a law backing all they are doing. And all this is bringing instability in the state, and in the process of instability, we will not really see development in our state. The governor has been adopted by the people of Rivers State that they will stand by him in supporting all his visions and the developmental strides in Rivers State. And the people of Rivers State are really keeping their word as it concerns that. One thing the governor is enjoying as we speak, as a person from our observation, is the love from Rivers people. I think they actually love him and they reaffirm that support standing by him. But be that as may, one of the pronouncements in the judgment yesterday, that the rule of law should take its course and not the mind, not might. Take note of that. I think it passes a lot of message to us. So if the judiciary was saying yesterday that the Rivers should comply by the rule of law and not might, we should ask them, how come two courts of same jurisdiction will be rolling out contrary orders? So this is the issue we are having in Rivers State. Regarding your question as it concerns the judgment of yesterday, the appeal court has graciously upheld the prayers of the Martin Amaewhule-led Assembly, as in declaring that the prayers of the governor lacked merit. Now, governor, yesterday evening, his legal team, Siminalaye Fubara and me, have proceeded to the Supreme Court. And my little knowledge of law is when an aggrieved party that is not really comfortable with the judgment proceed to a higher court of higher jurisdiction, the implication is that status quo remain, the state of things remain as it is. So this to say, the lawmakers that have gotten judgment yesterday to their favor, they may not really be effective and functional at the moment, pending the determination of the case that just been filed at the Supreme Court.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that was mentioned yesterday, I mean, no matter how you've described the love that Rivers State people have for the governor, it doesn't, of course, stop what the law says. And one of the things that the court ruled yesterday is, that it was unconstitutional for Governor Sim Fubara to present a budget to 4 members of the House of Assembly. So let's get your quick reactions to that. Do you think the court erred in that judgment?
No, I'm still saying this brings us back to the contrary judgments we have. When the Edison AA was the Speaker of Rivers State, there was a judgment from the Rivers State High Court that empowered him and mandated him to take charge of the responsibilities of Rivers State Assembly. And he did that based on law and based on judgment. And again, there's another contrary judgment from the Federal High Court saying, no, you are not the authentic one. So you will not see contrary judgment backing Assembly A, another judgment backing Assembly B. And this brings us back to my point again, that until we have a functional, a lot of persons have said that the issue of Nigeria is not about the people of Nigeria, but the institutions of Nigeria. And seeing this backward and forward as it concerns different rolling out of different orders, contradicting orders from court. This further puts to us that the issue of Nigeria is about the institutions in Nigeria. I'm not trying to fault the Nigeria judiciary, but I'm saying they should really revisit the whole of these things. How could a court of same jurisdiction give contrary orders, and you say the Assembly A is authentic? Another court will say, no, Assembly B is authentic. I think the judiciary need to revisit the whole of these stuff, please.
Let me ask, because it's one thing for us to actually, blur out things and make it even more clearer. From your perspective, Martin Amaewhule and the 25 other members, are they still PDP members, or did they defect from your standpoint?
There was a judgment a few weeks ago, and in the court, the judge said, I have nothing before me to prove that they have defected. That's what the judge said. And this judgment has been appealed, and right now, I think the judgment at appeal will be coming up the next few days. So while people are waiting as it concerns that defection or not defection, as it concerns, take note of this, the judgment yesterday has nothing to do if they are the validation or if they are the authentic members of Rivers State Assembly, but it has all to do just about budget alone, just about budget. And the judgment yesterday have mandated the governor to represent the budget. But the question a lot of people are asking in the face of law is, what is the possibility of representing a budget that has been spent already? Now, take note of this. From my permutation, this is the month of October, and the case in the Supreme Court, the judgment in Supreme Court might really come to an end, or the Supreme Court might likely make a pronouncement on this very case has been filed yesterday or today, the next 3 months, probably January. So now by January, we are out of 2024. Now, and what we are talking about is the budget 2024. So now, is the face of law for a budget that has been passed, spent, executed, and we are out of 2024, now talking about 2025. So the possibility of executing that judgment is the issue, not really calling on people to obey the rule of law. We are in October, meaning 10 months is gone in this year, and we are talking about represent a budget for this year that should have commenced since January this year. And we are saying, what is the possibility? Giving a judgment is one thing. If you build a skyscraper on my building, on my land, and we arriving in the court, a judgment is given to my favor, say this skyscraper, bring it down. Let's say this skyscraper is about 50-story building. What is the possibility or the rationale behind bringing down 50-story building within a week? So the issue is that a judgment has been given, and it's expected that all Nigerians should respect the rule of law to strengthen our democracy. Yes, I support that. But what is the possibility of having funded the budget, operated on same budget from January to October, and you're saying represent? So are we rewinding ourselves back to January? Or I think there's an issue, and all the issues still brings us back to the issue of the judiciary. That the Nigeria judiciary should revisit all the issues as it concerns rolling out of orders and judgment.
All right, and so what happens now? 2024 budget in October makes absolutely no sense. The year is almost over, where you should be talking about preparing the 2025 budget. So now that the court has ruled, what do you think happens next? Is the government going to be representing a budget that has already been spent?
I think as a people, we have to rewind the hands of time back to January. government will represent, and every other thing will start from January to February in the year 2024. And what is the possibility of that? We can't turn back the hands of time. I think that's the son of Aaron Kelly when he said, I wish if I could turn back the hands of time. And it's not really possible to turn back the hands of time. So what we are saying is that the issue in Nigeria is not about the people of Nigeria, but institutions in Nigeria. The judgments are rolling out of Nigeria court, the rationale behind all these judgments. I think Nigerians really need to really have a roundtable discussion to ascertain how things are really going in Nigeria.
Well, it's a conversation that we'd like to extend even further, but very, very quickly, if you could also share your thoughts. The Martin Amaewhule faction have indeed called on the current governor to stop spending from the consolidated reform funds. They said he should stop, taking funds from there and spending on the state. My question to you simply is this: how possible is it that the governor would get more funds, especially from the federal government? Talk about FAC, the FAC allocation. Are we certain that the way things are going, he would be able to get the state allocation?
You see, in the face of instability, the people will really be far behind as it concerns development. The critical issue before Rivers State right now is the challenge against the local government election that just been conducted a few weeks ago. And there are a lot of orders and prayers before some institutions in Nigeria, from, call it a federal government, that allocation shouldn't be given to this elected local government chairman. And people are saying, no, the Rivers State, the people of Rivers State went out on the 5th of October in that large number, irrespective of zero security, and they voted, and it was on record that is the best election so far in Rivers State as it concerns credibility and insecurity and violence and all of that stuff. So now, depriving Rivers State government of further income or revenue, I think is to the detriment of Rivers State civil servants. This is why the governor, in one of his speech, he said, if you're locking the Rivers State Secretariat, or if you're depriving of an election, or if you're writing that federal government should not release money to Rivers State and the elected local government chairman, that you're not doing him bad, but you're doing bad and evil to the Rivers State civil servants that work at the local government secretariat. So now, following this, I'm still saying that as it concerns the Oko Jaja and Martin Amaewhule, the principles of law is that when an aggrieved party has advanced forward to take a step further to a court of higher jurisdiction, the implications is everything remains the same. So the order given to governor to start spending from the consolidated revenue account, I think will not really come to be at the moment until we see the determination of Supreme Court on this matter as it has been established yesterday. Governor, the Commissioner of Information has announced, Attorney General of Rivers State has announced that they're proceeding to Supreme Court. So everything remains as it is, which is, what is the status quo at the moment? Governor recognized the Oko Jaja-led assembly. So until Supreme Court will give the final determination, everything will remain as it is as at this hour.
All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us in the conversation this morning. We'll see how things develop in Rivers State. Like we always have said, if the drama continues, we expect that there's going to be more developments to this story. Same thing with the local government elections, and the developments over there. We'll love to speak with you again. Thanks for your time this morning.
Thank you for having me. Please, people should pray for Rivers State, please.